I've compiled the top moments from my interviews from 2023 into one video across multiple cities, states, and even countries. This is the best of 2023 interviews. I think you'll like it. And at the end, there's one section of interview you guys have never seen before, so check it out. Enjoy. Happy New Year. I'm gonna blow you a kiss. I'm not gonna blow you a kiss. Would it be weird if I blew you a kiss? Is that the image I want out there? Nope. Nope. Anyway, enjoy the interviews, be inspired, make 2024 the best year. I'm not just saying that. It's literally a choice. Choice.
Choice. Choice. Choice. Choice. Choice.
This is enough talking. Let's actually get into the video.
Anybody could start a business, but most people won't.
Because of how their fear,
because
beliefs.
of their apprehension. So, and I'm hyper intentional about words. So, as you know, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So, because of their perceived fear of failure, but there's no such thing as fear of failure, because fear is caution over a real and present danger. There's anxiety over failure. Anxiety is very different than freedom, even though it feels the same. So fear is caution over a real and present danger. Anxiety is caution over a future imagined danger. They're two very different things. I'm expecting an outcome, an unfavorable outcome in the future that's causing a physical reaction in my body in the present that causes me to slam on the brakes in the direction of my purpose.
If you could say one thing just to wake up someone who's living underneath their potential and is just kind of waiting on something, what would that be?
Just to tell them you're having a biological experience. The human animal is designed in a very specific way. And that way is that you're able to learn. Better than any other animal on the planet, you're able to learn. So humans, the average human, the dumb, boring, average human has the greatest capacity for change of any animal. So what did you do today to make a change? Because cool, I get it. You're lame. You're not cool yet. Understood. Neither was I. I got a 990 on my SATs. I took it twice. So look, man, nobody expected me to succeed, but I finally realized, oh, that's because I'm not impressive now, but I can be impressive in a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I can be unstoppable. And I just went after it, man. I just chose to believe that was true. And I went after it with everything I had. And so everybody went from, he'll never make it to, oh, I always knew it. It was like, get out of here.
What is like one core word of wisdom that inspires you kind of live by, that you like to just share with people?
Yeah, it's just that success is not one gigantic action or one gigantic risk that you take. It's a matter of taking small actions every single day and allowing them to compound over time. The truth is that you're not going to see results from the things that you're putting in every day for a long time. So if you can extend your time horizon and understand that, not only does the journey become a lot more satisfying, but it feels more possible, because you understand that just because I've been putting work in for 3 months, I don't deserve the millions of dollars yet. I haven't earned that right. It takes time. So this video for you, it might hit, it might not. What are you going to do?
Keep going.
That's the only way. So that's what I would say.
What is one word of wisdom you would like to share that's really helped you become the person that you are?
Ooh. Okay, so people always say you're good at one-liners, and I am, okay? Because I will drill down a one-liner on people, okay? But one thing I want to say is discipline. And you being in the martial arts, that being your hobby or in that space, right? You could appreciate this as well, okay? But discipline. If you practice a discipline, you'll never have to pray for a miracle. There's so many, the lack of discipline typically will have us praying for miracles. So for example, if you're not disciplined with your money, you're going to find yourself one day on your knees praying for a miracle that I have money. If you don't have discipline in the way you eat, you're going to be praying one day, God, please don't make me get rid of this kidney. You know what I'm saying? Like, every area of our life requires some sort of discipline. And that practicing discipline will alleviate us literally have to scrambling around praying for something to happen. So that's what I got.
I'm gonna rewatch this tonight because I love that so much. What is some of the best business advice, which is really life advice, that you have to share?
Go the distance. Go the distance.
Go to this one.
Go the distance. In life and in business, go the distance. And don't just, in business you're in there to make money, but money is the side effect. You're in there to serve someone or serve a need.
Value.
Yeah, and and then the more we are in our society, our needs are a little more complex now, because it's not always just food and shelter. And it might get there. We never know how things are going. It might get there, you know what I'm saying? But needs are complex. You must understand the needs and serve those needs and go the distance to serve it.
What kind of revenue have you been able to do? About $500,000 a month, drop shipping, one product stores with
$500,000 a month, bro. I gotta shake your hand. I don't respect a month. But what's one word of wisdom you like to leave to people that are going through a tough time and trying to get something started?
You've probably already heard it in all the self-help books, and it's just you actually have to believe that you can do it. If someone else has done it, like, how much different are you from the next person? You're really not that much different. Sure, there's some things that you can get out of the way, but you have to realize that that person is human just like you, and you can do the same thing. If you can't do the exact same thing, you can at least do a tiny bit less. And a tiny bit less is still amazing compared to the normal person.
Mindset. You got to work on your mindset.
What's the most direct way that you would like to, helping people? What's that first step for changing your mindset?
That's a good question. What would be the first step in changing your mindset? Recognizing, probably watching your video and recognizing, hey, I need a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Right. But to change your mindset, you gotta first of all understand the mindset. You gotta understand the mindset that you need for the business that you want to start, because not all businesses take the same mindset. So again, there's that mentor again. Find you somebody to follow, someone who's thriving at the level that you want to be at, and follow them. Do what they tell you to do. And develop their mindset. And then as you do that, as you expand, God will begin to tweak, and you'll have your own mindset, but it's still what I call a thriving mindset. That's what I would say.
What does it mean to thrive when you say that?
So I just take Dr. Darius Daniels' definition of it, which is when you are, I'm thriving when I'm doing the best I can in the season that I'm in with the resources that I have, right? And that's what I talked to the class about last night. Doing the best that I can in the season I'm in with the resources that I have.
I like that. What about humble?
I think instead of being humble, we should be honest. We should be truthful. A lot of times when people's version of humble is acting like they're not who they actually are. I remember introducing a 10-time Grammy Award-winning producer to one of my clients. I'm like, hey, meet 10-time Grammy Award-winning producer. He's like, oh, no, not me, bro. I ain't all that. Nigga, you have 10 Grammy Awards. What do you mean you're not all that? I didn't tell a lie at all. But you feel like you had to come back and diminish what I said. And that was what humility is, or being humble is. But I think there's nothing more humble than being honest and being accurate, not under or over.
So the thing about AI is it's almost like I feel like the consciousness of humans, right? It's putting all the humans' thoughts together and kind of giving us that information. So if you feed it information like a fear, it'll project fear. So why go at it with a fear mindset? Because that's what you're just going to produce, something that will be fearful, something that can take over, something that can control you. So for me, I like looking at it in a positive light, because that's what we are going to see more of. It's like a reflection almost, right?
Like that. I love that. Leave us with one word of wisdom.
Be comfortable in the uncomfortable. That was actually my issue when I was starting out, because I am naturally quite introverted, And so, for example, events like this, right, networking events, and just reaching out to people in the business and, you know, extracting value and talking to them, helping out people. I was too shy to do that. But once I realized, like, you have to be uncomfortable, right, in order to grow, then I had to push through. And I think it can be applied in all stages of life. Whether you are just starting out, it will be difficult because you'll probably suck, right? But once you do it more and more, you will suck less and less.
Faith is not what you believe. Faith is what you measure.
Oh,
See what I'm saying? Because we think we can't accomplish something, but all you have to do is calculate it out, and then it's there. So it's what I call creating future memory. That's our gift, to see something that other people can't see, and then make it happen. That's why it says faith is the substance. Faith is already something. Faith is not something to be. And so when you realize who you are, that's the faith of your future.
when you realize who you are, that's the faith of your future.
Your future becomes guaranteed. The only way your future is not guaranteed is when you listen to everybody else. And then you're on all these multiplicity of paths. Even the pastor will take you in a different direction because you believe in what he says about you and not what you think about yourself.
Make sure that you put seed in the ground. When you make money, make sure that you sow money, and you reap what you sow. So if you want to reap a financial harvest, you should sow in money. People don't understand that, especially in our community. I think that they think, I can sow time or, that, yeah, you can. But if you want money, you need to sow money. You have to put money seed in the ground to get money harvest. And a lot of times that's difficult to do. People say God doesn't need our money and everything, but there are principles and laws that get you in a realm of increase and sowing and reaping. The Bible says as long as the earth remains, there'll always be seed time and harvest time. So you plant what you want to see.
So that was my last question, but this one is my real last question. For people that you started from, as I see, I've heard you speak the bottom, and you can give a little context, to get to where you are. What do you feel like one of the biggest pieces of information, inspiration, advice, like understanding that helped you get to where you are as this person of value?
I started following my intuition. Like every time I got nervous inside, before I used to just stop, right? Like I get nervous because maybe things got tough, or maybe I don't know if it was going to work out, or maybe I was tired that day or whatever it was. But I just got sick of making those excuses, and I just started to push past that nervous point. You can call it nerve, you can call it anxiety, you can call it anything, right? It's like, that inner ick. When I push past that inner ick, things just started working out in my favor. And I got good at pushing past that inner ick. Most people don't, because we all have it and you can see it. That's why most people stay stagnant, because they are almost afraid of being uncomfortable. But one thing that I did when I was younger too is I used to get in ice baths a lot. Yeah, I used to get in a lot of ice baths. And what it did was it made me very uncomfortable. And my roommate was crazy about it. So I was living in Santa Monica, California, and we used to get in ice baths at 4 a.m. in the morning, and it was free. 4 a.m.? So we had to get up there in the morning and break the ice and then get in there, and I hated it. But the thing that it did was it made me comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And when you get comfortable doing uncomfortable things, you're a beast, bro. Because everyone loves to be comfortable, and you can see it.
If I quit, all the people that believed in me, it's fucking wrong to them. Everyone that took a shot on me, that believed in me, that when I didn't believe in myself, if I stop now, it's like spitting in their face. It's because I didn't believe in myself sometimes, and other people did. So you can't quit now. You got to keep going. That pushed me so many times, like 3 a.m. gym session when everything's burning down. That got me going. Like, there's other people that believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and I owe it to them to make this shit work.
Their main religion is money, which is not a bad thing. Okay. Not a bad thing. Some people say, they don't. And these are Chinese people tell me this. Our religion is money. I don't think it's such a bad thing, because what they say is, we've been friends together for a while. Let's make money together. And say, Mike, 我们是好朋友啊，我们要一起赚钱. Like, we've been friends together for a while. Let's together and make some money. And
money is the root of many problems in people's lives.
Yes, a lack of.
So anyone can become a millionaire if they start now. All it takes is time and consistency. Every millionaire I've met, and I've met many of them. All of them have one or two things: real estate and investments. Yep. And mostly all of them have investments.
Yeah. Well, real estate is an investment. Right?
It's an investment, but most of them are in the market because it's the easiest way. It's the low-hanging fruit. You can start investing with $5. Literally. People always say, how much? You can buy fractional shares now. So if you got $5 a day, if you got enough to buy a cup of coffee, then buy it, you know? And then my lead in is buy and own the companies of the products and services that you consume.
Yeah.
If you're watching us on an iPhone, I just got the brand new iPhone.
Oh, the 15?
Yeah, I got the 15.
Oh, okay.
But the day that I bought this new phone, I put that same amount of money into Apple.
Really? Oh, you practice what you preach.
Oh, I practice what I preach. If I'm drinking Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
I'm $5 a day into Apple. If I go to Walgreens, I'm owning Walgreens. These are good, solid companies that are not going away.
Yeah.
If Walmart is your joint, then you should own Walmart. And then when you go and spend at Walmart and you see those people there, you should thank them for helping to support your business because you own a piece of that company.
Part of living a successful life is being willing to take long, hard looks in the mirror. Which mindset do you need to take, adopt, to apply, to re-listen, to reinforce, to reprogram yourself for the best year of your life? And if you're watching this in 2024, it's perfectly fine. Every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. These truths or these beliefs, these ways of thinking are timeless. You can always exchange one lens for another. So just focus on one thing you can pick up and apply today, tomorrow, very soon, as soon as possible.
The ceiling that holds black people down holds other people down who are not black. And the ceiling is a lack of awareness of access. See, people think, and whether they be black people, whether it be women, whether they be men, whoever, they think they lack access to abundance. Nobody lacks access to abundance. They lack awareness of the access they already have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in their mind.
That's right. So if you're unaware of the access, you might as well not have it. The end result is the same as not having the access. So most people lack awareness. Awareness of what? They lack awareness of the fact that there's a law that I call the law of infinite abundance, which states that there's more than enough for everybody to have more than enough, and there'd still be more than enough left over. Wow. There's more than enough for everybody to have more than enough, and there'd still be more than enough left over.
It's inconceivable.
Right. Well, but it's inconceivable unless you think of it like oxygen, right? Do you ever hold your breath because you don't want to breathe too much air? Right, but people will limit the amount of money they make because they're afraid if I make too much money, there won't be enough left over for everybody else. How ridiculous would it sound if I said, I'm holding my breath because I don't want to breathe too much air, there might not be enough left over. Like everybody would say, well, that's ridiculous, right? Well, the same thing is true about wealth. Wealth is abundant. God did not create a static universe. He created an ever-expanding universe. He commanded the trees to be fruitful and multiply. He commanded the animals to be fruitful and multiply. He commanded the people to be fruitful and multiply. That's why there are more people on the earth. There's more wealth. There's more wealth on the earth because real wealth is actually inside of people. Like I did a video on YouTube called "Money Is Not Wealth." Now, if money is not wealth, what is wealth? Wealth is my ability to create value for somebody other than me. I will be wealthy in direct proportion to my ability to create, convey, and convert the value I've created for somebody else into money that they're happy to exchange for that value I've created.
I think for beginning entrepreneurs, and especially what we've learned today at this Thrive 2023 about how God created us to be creators, I think I just encourage anyone because, it was hard in the beginning. There was a lot of sacrifices, and sometimes you'll question yourself like, man, should I be doing this? Is this, being an entrepreneur for me? And
probably the hardest stage, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the hardest stage because like Myron said today, like you have the intention and then it was a distraction or disruption follows it. And so you'll have obstacles that come up. and you just have to push through that, being you and knowing that it is for you. And of course, seeking guidance and counsel from people that have done it if you can, to be able to make sure you avoid some of the pitfalls that can kind of hang you up, but know that you can do it. And, you know, if I may say so myself, I think God created us to do it.
For someone who's just struggling to make it to like 100,000, struggling, what kind of words do you have for them as they move forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you have to believe you're already there before you are. A big thing that has allowed me to do everything I've ever wanted in life is to believe that I already had it and that it was already mine. And no matter if I couldn't see the clear picture right then and there of how it was achievable, I just already believed that I was going to figure it out and it was mine. And through doing that, I've always attracted abundance into my life. The money has flowed to pay for things when I didn't know where it was going to come from. Or, you know, I remember when I first got the yacht, I knew I didn't have, for my third yacht, when I got the third one, I knew I didn't have enough at that moment to buy the entire thing, but I knew I can buy half of this. I could find some partners to own the other half. I put a 10% non-refundable deposit down, and I didn't know who else was going to pitch in on it with me. But did I believe I was going to find partners? Absolutely. And that's just another example of risk-taking. Sometimes you have to take risks and commit and believe before the deal's even done, or you're never going to get there. And, you know, and that's, again, a story of putting your back against the wall. So I'd say believe you're already there. Otherwise, you're never going to achieve what you want to do.
When we tap into the truth, it will, and you live on that frequency, it will actually invite those things into your life. Like, I think a lot of times you talk about chasing the bag, but anything that you chase is running away from you. Yeah. Like, literally. And so anything that you chase, if it's running away from you, then that's not something that was yours, because things that are aligned with you should be on their way to you. Yes. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's like the exact opposite. When you align, you won't have to hustle. You won't have to chase. You won't have to grind. There will be an anointing, and there will be a favor, and there'll be an ease that clears the path for you through things. And I think that's the next step. But understanding the truth of yourself and taking ownership of the truth. That's one thing to know, but it's one thing to own. Because when you own something, then you own it. You know what I mean? It's like when you own a home, you make sure the grass is cut. You make sure that the upkeep of the house is happening because it's yours. And so it's the same thing with your gifts and your skills and your abilities. When you take ownership of them, you take care of them better, and you make sure they're utilized a bit more effectively, because you would never want to waste those things.
Yeah. Can you give us something to dispel that belief of I wasted time and I'm behind? And it's because you gave so much time to this experience and it held you in like a chokehold, it seemed like. And you're here and you're empowered fully in your future, accepting your past, seeing it as purposeful. So what can you say to that?
I would say something that one of my ministers said to us a few years back. She says, faith makes you look again. Because the enemy, the first sin in the Bible says that when Eve saw that the tree was good for food, if he can mess up your sight, your perception, your vision about where you are, then he got you. And I think when you think you're wasting time, look again. Change your perspective. Have somebody wipe the fingerprints off of your lenses so you can see again. I just think for so it's a faith walk. And the Bible says we can't please him without faith. And I think faith really pushes us to look a third time, look a fourth time, have a conversation with the right people, and you'll see, oh, behold, release some behold moments in your life. Faith is in fight with your flesh and your feelings. And if you let your flesh and your feelings win, you'll never see your future. But if you will let your faith tell your future, your flesh and your feelings, chill out. Let me talk to the God who called me. It'll begin to take what you think is wasted time. All the time you didn't realize you was in his hands. And his hands are amazing. Because not only does he mold and shape you, he also holds your hand while you're moving. It doesn't look like you're not moving. You're moving.
I might have to come to your church, my good friend. You have to distill your information, your years into your top 2 data sets or, valuable pieces of information. First and second, what would they be in terms of like just growing to be your best version?
The first one is knowing that you can. And then the second one is realizing that there's nobody stopping you except yourself. So the first one is perspective of opportunity. And then the second one is perspective of responsibility. Most people don't identify the opportunity and they don't think that they're responsible. You are responsible for the outcome of your life, and you're responsible to identify the opportunities that will change your life.
What essential core habit have you consistently done that has contributed to your long-term success?
I get out of bed in 10 minutes or less. I don't lay in bed. That's it. I get up and I get to work right away. Just hyper efficiency. And then I do everything I can to optimize my mind so that I can think clearly and be sharp and fast. So I get a lot of sleep. I make sure I prioritize that. My diet is super on point, and I make sure that I have real love in my life. If you don't do that, man, it really messes with your head.
One thing I want people to understand is leverage is the language of the wealthy. And so for small business owners, a lot of times we don't think about leverage, okay? And how we can best leverage other people, other places, or other things, okay? That's the reason why strategic partnerships are so valuable, okay? So for entrepreneurs, it's extremely important for us to get into whether they be big rooms, small rooms, whatever, so that you can network with other people. Because when you are down, let's just say you can't figure something out, you don't always know who you can call to get advice, because your circle is a circle of people that are 9-to-5ers. You know what I'm saying? Or they're your parents and they think old school, or, versus being able to get with an entrepreneur buddy, that you could just bounce some things off of.
Our best month was roughly about 900 something thousand. That's
just about $1 million.
Just close to $1 million, yeah. By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. Love that. What has been your secret or your ingredient to your success, like to reach that kind of result? Maybe a whole recipe, I'm sure.
Yeah,
so you can.
But I guess there's three simple things. I think, the first thing, obviously, again, I'm always going to point to him, but being grateful, right? Regardless of where you are, where you are, being grateful for where that is.
No matter where you're at.
Right, no matter where you are. Because if you can't, if you're not grateful for where you are, then a couple of things you fail to recognize is that it could be a lot worse. Right?
That's true.
And the other thing you fail, I'll just leave that. So, but the other thing,
I'm curious. Wait, what's you leaving?
I mean, but when it comes to being grateful, there's also other people that would love, in many cases, that have a situation that's worse than yours. So it could be worse for you, but there are other people that are actually living a situation that is also worse. So be grateful, right? The other is...
That makes me think, I sometimes tell myself, every one of us is living a version of someone else's dream. Like actual dream, not like it'd be nice.
That's
like,
good. I wish...
I pray.
If I could be... Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
I would say we're doing that for our past selves as well.
For our past selves as well. I'm glad you said that, because when you said that, that's what I thought about too. Yeah. So that's awesome. But also, when it comes to gratitude, I believe that if I'm not a good steward, if I'm not grateful for where I'm at, then why would he bless me with more?
Through failures and lessons, I don't see failures as failures. I see failures as an opportunity for me to level up and an opportunity for me to learn more as a lesson. So whenever I've been through like a catastrophic failure, or I got scammed by my ex-partners, I went through a pretty tough upbringing, right? And of course, when you get started, you made some money, then you partner up the wrong people who takes advantage of you, who just want to scam you, So I lost all of my money, but as I start reflecting across my years, I realized that what got me from all the lowest point in life to where I'm at right now, it's through resilience and reflection, right? Being able to have a very positive outlook in life. Like just now when we're down 2-1 in soccer, people was like, oh, like people say, oh, you're gonna lose. I said, no way. Like even though like it's not looking good, but we still need to have a very optimistic mindset. That's kind of like how I set myself up, and I think it has gotten me pretty far.
There are people who can walk in a room and everything works for them. Why? Because they got to the room before they got to the room. Does that make sense? Their frequency is in that room, preparing a place.
Wow.
That's what heavenly power is about, a prepared place. Your frequency is in this room, preparing a place. It's in a room all the way in Tampa, preparing a place. So when you get there, the place is ready for you. But if you don't value that, you see what I'm saying? Your energy doesn't travel anywhere, right? And then you're just in the struggle of listening to what other people do. And now your talent, your gifts, your efforts all supply somebody else's vision and somebody else's dream.
That's what they mean when they say your energy precedes you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But we don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't know that from a church perspective. We don't learn it in school. We don't, and this is science. Like I said, that's the power because it's real science. So we understand the science of plugging in a toaster to connect with the electricity so the mechanisms in the toaster work. You know what I'm saying? But we need to know how to establish a value. We become that. Then we plug in. Then our energy starts to speak to us. And it's not no fake energy. It's not no spiritual energy that you're waiting on. You know, people go to this wait on God. No, God's waiting on you because he created your body to be this. So he's never going to do it for you. So people have been in church waiting years for God to move. God's been waiting for us to move.
Looking at the camera now, whoever you are, whatever pity party you are throwing for yourself right now, I mean, I'm happy to join. Like, I'll give you the sympathy, you know.
Oh, back rubs.
Couple back rubs, right? But, you know, now what, right? Now what? Or you can go, hey, you know what? Okay, maybe I can transmute that suffering into something motherfucking beautiful, right? And I think we can all do that. I truly believe that every human being has that potential. It is waiting to be unlocked. Maybe I'm overly optimistic, but I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
It would occur from what I'm getting, like in every struggle, or in every, especially struggle, I was gonna say thing, but struggle, there is a hidden gift in that. And it's a matter of finding that. That's one, what they call it, scavenger hunt. Yeah, not to make it bigger than life, but larger than life.
Maybe you do have to find it, right? Maybe it is a hunt. Maybe there's a puzzle that you got to unlock to make that happen, right? In fact, maybe that's part of the fun. You know, the Stoics, Epictetus had this saying, amor fati, the love of fate, right? And it means whatever happens to you, love it, right? Because whether or not it's the grand design of the universe that every bit of suffering is there to better us in some way, if we believe that, it allows us to find the way that we can turn it into some kind of net gain for ourselves. And whatever the nature of the universe is, if we look at the universe through that lens, it opens up that possibility. And if we look at the universe through the lens of suffering and we're attached to that, we will always be stuck in that. It's just a matter of changing the lens through which we look at the world.
It's so simple, but it could be huge.
Well, that tiny little instantaneous shift could be the beginning of something enormous, right? It's like the butterfly flapping its wings that causes a tsunami halfway around the world. That little moment of shifting that perspective could be the genesis of somebody's great career. Hopefully somebody watching this video right now in this moment.
Lastly, can I just say thank you? Thank you for all the time you spent watching, commenting, sharing, spending time with my community posts. Hold on a second, I gotta get real, all right? If you made it to the end of this video, either this content was really good or you are a real true supporter of me. I hope both are true. Regardless, this has been a big year for me in my channel and growth. I only started posting seriously in August of this year, and I just want to truly thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. Just spending time, just helping me grow, learn, experience, enjoy. Like, you are a part of the journey, and I value you as an individual, and I hope that the content is helping you, and we are just getting started. So much growth to come. 2024 will be your best year because it's a choice. No, it really is a choice. It really truly is a choice, a commitment. Decide. I'm deciding. I'm clear it's gonna be my best year. And I assert the same is true for you. All right? Thank you so much for it all. I will see you in 2024. If it's 2024, what's up? Let's live. I know I don't know you personally, so it's not that kind of love, but I want to say I love you. And I'm gonna even blow you a little kiss. I'm gonna give you a kiss. Not gonna be a blow, but you know, I can do it. I got you. All right? Peace out, y'all. Choice. No, it really is a choice. It really truly is a choice, a commitment. Decide.